Hey everyone, it's Mike from Destinations to Travel coming to you live today from Magic Kingdom. We are outside at the entrance to the park today. Started back just a little bit further than we normally do because I wanted to show you guys some more of the Halloween decorations up here at Magic Kingdom right now. So obviously you got the fall colored bunting on the train station. You got some spiders and some bats in the shrubbery out here in front, right next to the Disney 100 sign. If you saw the photo announcing today's video from yesterday, you saw those two pumpkins out there in front. So we are here ready to celebrate Halloween in the middle of August here in Magic Kingdom. You'll also see plenty of this garland and of course the Mickey jack-o'-lanterns. We'll see more of on our way in here. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. We are, by the way, going to run into the Festival of Fantasy Parade, so we're hopefully going to find a shady spot where we can check that out and not worry about my phone overheating, like last week in Epcot. Festival of Fantasy is just kicking off now, so it'll take a little while before it gets over to the hub. And we might be able to check some of it out there or on Main Street. But in the meantime, I wanted to check out some of the other fall decorations. Like we said, we've got more of these Mickey jack-o'-lanterns all over. And of course here in Magic Kingdom, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party has kicked off. This past Friday was the first event night. And I did get to come out and experience it. It was a lot of fun. If you've never been to Mickey's Not So Scary, I highly recommend it. It's weird they had the music going for Festival of Fantasy already. Needed some time. It was very loud. It's going to be a little while before it gets over here to Town Square. But we're going to make our way down Main Street, maybe catch some of it in the hub. But I did want to share more of these fall decorations. Like I was saying, if you've never been to Mickey's Not So Scary, I highly recommend it. It's a really, really fun time. It's also a great deal if you are going to have one day in Magic Kingdom, as opposed to doing the day, maybe do the party instead, because you get almost as much time. Crowds are going to be a little bit lighter for some of your favorite attractions, and you can trick or treat. And then there's a special parade, which is amazing. There's the special fireworks, which are really great. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking out Not So Scary. Great point. Great question from Rob. How's the heat? Yeah, it's hot. We've been in the middle of a heat wave here where we have been with a real feel consistently over 100 degrees for about 2 weeks now. We actually just a few days ago hit 100 degrees with the regular temperature for the first time since I want to say 2015. So yeah, it's been really like record-setting hot here. So, you know, if you plan a trip for August, just be prepared for the heat. Anyway, continuing about Mickey's Not So Scary, I wanted to point out, when you walk in during Mickey's Not So Scary, this bypass over here will be open. And so they will send all traffic that way as sort of a way to control normal park guests and, actual party guests as they clear out the park. I'm wondering if the video is not really working on Facebook right now. It seems like there might be some issues on my end here. Can anyone let me know if you're watching on Facebook? We're going to pop into the Emporium. We're going to make our way over to the Halloween decorations, or Halloween merchandise, excuse me. That way we can get into the air conditioning a little bit. Excuse me. So again, Mickey's Not So Scary kicked off this past Friday. It goes until November 1st. That's the last party night. Now, every event has been sold out for the month of August. There are a few sold out at the beginning of September, but there are, aside from that and aside from Halloween night itself, every other night is still available. So there are plenty of event nights that tickets are still available for Mickey's Not So Scary. Thank you, Rob. All right, so right here in the Emporium, in that big entrance that we usually walk into, you've got your Halloween display here. We saw all of this merchandise in Epcot last week. Rob says every date before September 19th is sold out, except for September 10th. And then after that, like I said, I believe Halloween night is the only one that is sold out. So everything in October besides Halloween, and then of course November 1st, also still available, and plenty of dates in September as well. Like I said, I recommend checking out Mickey's Not So Scary, especially if you're already planning to come to Magic Kingdom, and if you happen to be coming on a party night, I would recommend doing the party as opposed to doing the normal day ticket. And we'll talk more about Mickey's Not So Scary as we make our way around the park here. I'm going to head back out, and we're probably going to catch Festival of Fantasy in the hub somewhere. Now, I will say, with your Not So Scary ticket, I want to say you can get in at 4 or 5, something like that, and then the party goes until midnight. So you do have 8 hours to enjoy the park. If you get in when the party starts, which is actually at 7, it goes by fast. There's so much to do that it just kind of flies by. So keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to do everything the event has to offer. There's so many special characters that you can meet during Mickey's Not So Scary that you can't normally see in the park. But they will draw quite a wait. I know one of the big ones this year is the Seven Dwarfs. They are meeting over in Storybook Circus, and they had about an hour and a half wait when we were over there. So if you're going to want to meet characters, just be prepared. There's going to be some wait time for that. Ooh, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to stay in the sun for Festival of Fantasy. Maybe we can find a shady spot off, just back a little bit, and you can kind of get a wider view of it. But I think if we stay in the sun for too long, my phone's going to overheat, and then you guys won't be able to see anything. So, by the way, I mentioned that happening last week. Last week we were out at Epcot for the International Food and Wine Festival. You can go back and check out that video. I did try the Flavors from Fire booth after we ended last week's video. It was really good. Although the dessert is a chocolate tart with a barbecue chip crust. That was weird. It wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't get it again. Let's see, maybe I can find a spot over here. I don't think so. Festival of Fantasy is coming up right now, though, so we're going to circle back a little bit. It's so hard to find some shade that isn't already taken. I should mention, too, by the way, it's not all that busy here in Magic Kingdom today. You can see all the guests right now because they're all waiting for Festival of Fantasy. I did find a nice shady spot here. But I walked in and pretty much walked on to, well, I didn't walk on. I waited about 15 minutes for Haunted Mansion. Most of the wait times are considerably shorter than they normally are today. So Florida schools are back in session here. So you're not going to see quite as many local families. And we are nearing the end of the summer vacation season. So it's going to be a little bit less busy here for a little bit. I don't remember ever hearing these horns like this.
guests from near and far. Welcome to the Magic Kingdom. You are warmly invited to join Mickey Mouse and his Fantasyland friends for a magical celebration in the streets. Dreams will come true, paths will soar, and you will become a part of the magic. For the time has come to take your places and prepare to welcome the wondrous and wonderful Disney Festival of Fantasy Parade.
Very cool. I don't think I've ever caught the very beginning of that before. That's fun. So yeah, let's see. It's going to be coming from just over here in just a few seconds here. And we'll just get a different view of the parade for a little bit here before we continue our lap around the park. By the way, as we're talking about Mickey's Not So Scary today, another element of the party, I guess you could say, is some enhancements to some of your favorite attractions. Like Space Mountain is somehow darker than normal, just pitch black in there. Pirates of the Caribbean has some live characters in there for the party. So there's some fun twists to your favorite attractions. And almost all your favorite attractions are going to be open for the party as well. So it's not like you're missing out on anything. I will say Tron, which we're going to talk about more as we get over there, but during the party, does still use a virtual queue that opens at 6. From what I've heard, at least it opens at 6. It was booked up by the time I got in here. So there is a good way to experience Tron at night. It can be a little bit difficult to do otherwise. So just another plus for Mickey's Not So Scary. You can still do Tron. You can see the Festival of Fantasy Parade coming in right over here right now. Audrey has 1 week until coming to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. It's exciting. It was a lot of fun. By the way, if we came to see Festival of Fantasy, and we did, probably back in May, something like that, I think we watched it for a video. This whole area was just filled with people. So clearly not as busy now as it was at the beginning of the summer. Like I said, we are at the end of that summer vacation season. So not as busy. It's a good time to visit, although very hot. So it's a trade-off there, of course. I think what we'll do is we'll wait until it comes around to the end of the hub here, and we'll go and get a closer look for some of the parade. Again, it's very hot out, so I don't know how long my phone will do in direct sunlight. We have a character walking around over here. Hello. Interesting. Looks like she's coming out of the parade. Hi, Ginny. Thanks for joining. If you are just joining, we are at, obviously, Magic Kingdom. And just taking a walk around, talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which just started this past Friday. Right now, though, we are checking out the Festival of Fantasy Parade, getting a little bit of a different view of it today. So Festival of Fantasy Parade, this music gets stuck in my head pretty frequently. Pretty much every time I come and see it. That being said, I just said this to Jess the other day. Excuse me. I don't think there's any song that gets stuck in any Disney song especially, that gets stuck in my head more than the Boo to You parade song that you will hear at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. That parade is my favorite Disney parade anywhere. And that song just, wow, it just sticks with me. I woke up, it's still stuck in my head this morning. Yeah, it's going to be stuck in my head for pretty much the rest of the Halloween season. But great song, and it's worth it because, again, that parade is just awesome. And probably my favorite thing about Mickey's Not So Scary, I think. They did have a couple of enhancements to this year's parade. They added a few characters. There's a really fun Ursula added to the parade. Cruella de Vil was added as well. Trying to remember, there were a few other. Gideon and Foulfellow, I believe, were added. The Queen of Hearts and her playing cards. Queen of Hearts was featured previously, but now she has her playing cards marching behind her, which was really cool. We do have a video from a few years back, probably, I would guess, 2019, which you can go and see on our Facebook. We do have video of the parade, so you can go and check that out. So just to give you an idea of the whole parade, the scope of it, here is that first float we saw. There's Rapunzel's float, which was second, kind of behind the Mickey right there. There's Ariel, right over there. Here you got the Peter Pan float. And then we've got Maleficent coming out over here right now. We'll go and get a closer view of Maleficent pretty soon. And then there are a couple more floats still after Maleficent. So it is a pretty long parade. That being said, the Boo to You parade is so long. And if you've ever seen Mickey's Very Merry, I don't know the name of the parade now off the top of my head, but Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party also has a parade, also very good, also very long. So if you've seen that one, you kind of have an idea of what to expect from the Mickey's Not So Scary parade. You can get a better view of Maleficent right in front of the castle. Yeah, you can see the seven dwarfs are right behind Maleficent there. Kind of hard to see them from here, but you got Pinocchio's float following up with Donald on there. Thank you, Mickey Mom, the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. There you go. Once Maleficent comes around to this corner, we'll go and we'll get a closer look. Has anyone watching been to Mickey's Not So Scary before? And if so, what's your favorite part of the party? Because like I said, for me, I think it's Boo to You. But there's a lot of things to really enjoy. The fireworks show is fantastic with the Jack Skellington puppet at the beginning. Who doesn't love trick-or-treating? That's a big plus. There are special food and drinks available just during the party. There's a lot to love about Mickey's Not So Scary. Of course, the costumes, guests are allowed to wear costumes. You just can't wear masks for Mickey's Not So Scary. So you will see some really impressive, really cool costumes at Not So Scary. It's a lot of fun. There you go. Audrey loves Boo You just like me. Plus getting to dress up as an adult and getting candy. Something I should mention too about getting candy, they used to give you kind of like a handful of little snack size candies during doing Mickey's Not So Scary. This year, they started using a scoop. So you get a lot of candy. I think we only stopped at 3 trick-or-treat spots, and they give you a little bag as you come in for trick-or-treating. We filled our bags, just stopping 3 times. So you get a lot of candy. Oh, we timed that up nicely. Again, you can meet the 7 dwarves during Mickey's Not So Scary this year. I am trying to hold out for Mickey, but I am worried that we might overheat standing here in the sun. So there's Mickey and Minnie to cap off the Festival of Fantasy Parade. We are going to get moving to get out of the sun before we overheat again. So again, that was the Festival of Fantasy. That wasn't the plan today, but you know, when Festival of Fantasy is going by, you go and watch Festival of Fantasy. Really cool that we timed that up right to get over there and see Maleficent breathe fire. If you were watching the last time, which was, I don't remember, again, it was several months ago, I was trying to get Maleficent breathing fire and never did. So glad to see that's happening again. Tom asked, what's the temp today? I'm not sure. I didn't actually look, but I'm sure the real feel is around 100. That's about what we've been at for about 2 weeks now. We've been in the middle of a heat wave. again, if you are planning to visit Florida in August, be prepared for some very hot weather. All right, so we're coming into Adventureland. And again, if you missed the top of this video, we've been talking about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which kicked off last week. All of the August dates and most of the beginning of September are sold out. Halloween is also sold out, but there are still plenty of dates available. We've got a photo op over here from Mickey's Not So Scary. You'll see a few of those around the park, and they are available just during the day as well. If you are interested in planning a trip for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, your Destination to Travel agent can help you out with that. If you don't have a Destination to Travel agent, head to d2travel.com or send us an email at info@d2travel.com and start planning that for you today. So I want to come over here to the right. No, we don't normally go to the right, we usually go to the left, but I want to point out, like I said, there are plenty of special character meet and greets during Mickey's Not So Scary, and two of them are right over here. So just up here in the Agrabah Bazaar, you will find Genie and Jasmine, and to the right, in this covered area, that is blocked off because there is a special photo op with Jafar. There's a really cool sort of snake statue, like when Jafar turns into a snake, or I guess like his staff as well, right? His staff is a snake, right? I think so. So there's a really cool photo op over there with Jafar, which is fun. There are character meet and greets all over the park during Mickey's Not So Scary, but again, you do have to wait a little while for most of them. I think Genie, Jasmine, and Jafar didn't have too long of a wait. Maybe 20-ish minutes. But like I said, the wait for the seven dwarfs, who, you know, you don't normally get a chance to meet all seven of them, that was about an hour and a half when we were in line for it. Now, just up ahead, you have Pirates of the Caribbean. There's two special Not So Scary offerings over here at well, actually three, because Pirates of the Caribbean itself has some Not So Scary enhancements. You'll get some live characters, and I can see that Pirates is down here. All the cast members are lined up in front. So not open right now. It's interesting. But right over here is where you'll find the queue to meet Captain Jack Sparrow. A fun character meet and greet just for Not So Scary. You can find Jack out here on occasion as well. And then right here on this stage, there's a live band that performs during Mickey's Not So Scary. They go by the name Rusty Cutlass. They were fantastic. I can't recommend checking them out enough. They were really, really great. Even if they did a set of about a half hour, maybe a little bit less than a half hour, 25 minutes, something like that. If you can even just come and see it, just watch them do a couple songs. I definitely recommend them. They were a lot of fun. Really, really good. And again, this is on the stage just across from Pirates of the Caribbean. Rusty Cutlass did a lot of like parody songs. So they did like a Come and Get Your Love parody. And it's all pirate themed. So it was really cool. And one thing I will say, a little pro tip about Mickey's Not So Scary. All of the food and beverage locations are not open during Mickey's Not So Scary. Let me rephrase that. Not all of the food and beverage locations are open during Mickey's Not So Scary. So, whereas during the day, you can walk around, you can stop at any one of these locations, and you can grab a cup of water. It's very hot. You're going to be sweaty. It's important to stay hydrated. But not all of these locations, for example, Tortuga Tavern was not serving during Mickey's Not So Scary. So there are fewer opportunities to stop and grab a cup of water. So be prepared for that. Make sure you are hydrated. Make sure you bring some water with you. Do whatever you can to stay hydrated, because even at night, I mean, that first night, I think it was 89 degrees, you know, at 10 p.m. So it's still very, very warm at night. So just be prepared. Like Scar. Great question from Audrey. Are Dole Whips and churro carts open during the party? So Aloha Isle over in Adventureland there, not open during the party. I want to say there was a specialty Dole Whip though. Maybe not, I guess not specifically a Dole Whip, but that sort of thing. I could be wrong. Maybe that's not part of Mickey's Not So Scary. Maybe that was at like Disney Springs or something. Churro carts, yes. Well, it's funny because we don't really have churro carts as much as we have like popcorn stands. Disneyland more has the churro carts, but yes, those, like the popcorn stand right here, will be open. Those will be open pretty much all throughout the park. So yes, you will be able to take advantage of those still. But yeah, as far as Dole Whip goes, my go-to place is Aloha Isle over in Adventureland, mostly because they also have the coconut soft serve. There is also Citrus Swirl, which I think was closed. I don't believe that was open during Mickey's Not So Scary, so I'm not sure if you can. Excuse me, Liberty Bell. I'm not sure if you can actually go and get a Dole Whip during Mickey's Not So Scary. Here goes the Liberty Bell. By the way, it looks like a really nice day over on Tom Sawyer Island. Oh, also over here in Frontierland, you will see, of course, if you've been to Magic Kingdom or Disneyland, you're familiar with the Dapper Dans. Well, during Mickey's Not So Scary, you can see the Cadaver Dans. So, sort of zombified version of the Dapper Dans. And they perform over here in Frontierland. So like I said, I came in today, and the first thing I did was I went and rode Haunted Mansion because they recently had some enhancements done. Haunted Mansion was closed for a few days. No big changes to Haunted Mansion. We are expecting still the Hatbox Ghost to be added later this year. We still don't have a date for that. I would guess sometime in October, probably around the 100th anniversary. But there were some minor touch-ups, I'll say, to Haunted Mansion. Most notably, Madame Leota was made to look slightly different, to look a little bit more like the character in the movie, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, although they did not add Jamie Lee Curtis's likeness. It's more just a change to her hair. You can see a 30-minute wait for Haunted Mansion right now. They must have opened up the back end of the queue because the line was a little bit longer when I got in, and I only waited about 15 minutes. But yeah, so Madame Leota was changed a little bit. There's a mummy that is back in the graveyard scene. But yeah, other than that, not too much changed at Haunted Mansion. Everything does look good. Yeah, whenever they can close for a few days and do some touch-ups and things like that, everything looks great. Everything is in working order. So all the lighting was very well done. So it's always nice to get on an attraction after it's been closed for a little bit. Oh, I can see Peter Pan wrapped up the Festival of Fantasy parade and then quickly made his way over here to meet and greet guests. Here's Peter Pan's meet and greet area over here. One of the many meet and greets you'll find around just a normal day at Magic Kingdom. And like I said, there are even more during Mickey's Not So Scary. Only a 10-minute wait right now for It's a Small World. And then just across, as I was looking earlier, it was one of the longest wait times of the day, as it usually is. Peter Pan's flight currently 60 minutes. So that's actually the first time I've seen anything reach an hour all day, which is pretty great. That's going to be shorter than normal. I wonder what Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is right now. We'll make our way over there. But like I said, I hadn't seen anything hit 60 minutes yet today. Peter Pan's flight and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train were both at 55 last I looked. So pretty short wait times today. As Tom says, nice crowds. Yeah, it's gonna look more crowded than it is right now because everyone is still just dispersing from Festival of Fantasy. So that pulled people out of lines for attractions. Festival of Fantasy, by the way, if you are coming for just a normal day here at Magic Kingdom, Festival of Fantasy can be seen at 12 and at 3 p.m. So just remember, what time is that 3 o'clock parade? So the only Mickey's Not So Scary food and beverage options that I did try were right here at the Friars Nook. And it was the Pain and Panic, I can't remember the full name of it. The Pain and Panic loaded tater tots that had chorizo crumbles. No, bratwurst crumbles, sorry. And then cheese and a few other things. It was really good. I will say you tend to, because all of the food and beverage locations, not all of the food and beverage locations are open during Mickey's Not So Scary, you do tend to wait a little bit longer for some of them. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But it was good. They also have a buffalo chicken hand pie there this year that I had at the event last year. That was also very good. And actually, if I was going to choose between the two, I would go with that buffalo chicken hand pie. So over here where you can meet Winnie the Pooh and friends during a normal day, it looks like Pooh and Tigger are out right now. During Mickey's Not So Scary, you can meet all of them. You can meet Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore in their Halloween costumes. I realized I just walked past Seven Dwarfs Mine Train without looking at the wait time. But I can tell you right now, based on the queue being outside here, it's more than an hour. So the wait times have definitely gone up. But yeah, again, right here, just past Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, you can find Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore, and Piglet during Mickey's Not So Scary in their Halloween costumes. Great question from Barbie. No, they do not. You cannot mobile order during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. At least you couldn't on the first night. I have a feeling they might want to change that going forward because, again, some of the lines were a little bit long for food, and I think that could really help. But we'll see. As of right now, no, you cannot mobile order your food during Mickey's Not So Scary. Tom says tater tots sound good. Yeah, even if you don't go to Mickey's Not So Scary, Friar's Nook has some loaded tots. Actually, some macaroni and cheese tots too that are really, really good. So I definitely recommend that. So again, back here at Storybook Circus, this is where you'll find multiple meet and greets for Mickey's Not So Scary, including these 7 Dwarfs, which was, again, a really cool meet and greet. It's rare that you get to meet 7 characters at once, right? So that's a fun one. Back here, you will also find Minnie and Daisy and Goofy. So several meet and greets back in this area. And again, all of the characters, you're not just meeting Minnie Mouse and Daisy Duck, you're meeting them in their Halloween costumes. So it's a little bit of a unique meet and greet in that way. Now, 7 Dwarfs, they are just in their normal outfits because they're not a normal meet and greet. So I don't really have to change anything. The big one that everyone loves to see during Mickey's Not So Scary is up in Town Square, up in the Main Street Theater. You can find, the Town Square Theater. I don't know why I changed it on myself. You can find not just Mickey, where you can normally find him, but also Jack and Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So that's a really popular meet and greet. It will have a long wait time. So if it's something you definitely want to do, make sure you get here early, knock it out as quickly as possible, because it's going to have a long wait throughout the entire event. So over here by the Mad Tea Party, you'll find 3 meet and greets. You'll find Alice, the Mad Hatter, as you might expect, and the Queen of Hearts. So some cool meet and greets over here. Cosmic Rays is a fun place during Mickey's Not So Scary as well because it is a trick-or-treat section, a trick-or-treat stop. They also have special food and beverage options there for the party. And then they will have a dance party going on in there for Mickey's Not So Scary as well. Let's see, a 15-minute wait for Tomorrowland Speedway. There's actually quite a bit for Mickey's Not So Scary over here in Tomorrowland because there are, let's see, 3 trick-or-treat stops. There's one over in Cosmic Rays. There is the Carousel of Progress is one. And then Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor is another one. So there's 3 trick-or-treat stops over here. Space Mountain, like I said, has a enhanced experience. And by that I mean it's somehow darker than it normally is. They make it pitch black in there, which is a lot of fun. Tron is open and utilizes virtual queue still during Mickey's Not So Scary. So you can get your nighttime ride on Tron. Uh-oh, I see a character out here. I do want to pop over and see the wait time for Space Mountain real quick, though. It looks like it's gone up maybe 70 minutes? No. I don't know. I can't read that from here. 40 minutes. That's not bad. 40 minutes for Space Mountain. And that 7 Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan's Flight have been the 3 longest all day. So put that in the top 3 at 40 minutes. Gives you an idea just how busy it is here. And like I said, we have a character out. We've got Stitch. Signing autographs. And then over here on the Galactic Gateway stage, during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, they will have the Zombeats dance party. So you'll have your zombie DJs and party helpers? I don't know what to call them. But there are zombies out here that will help teach people to dance, which is pretty fun. So We have a line over here for Buzz Lightyear. And that, I mean that in two different ways, because there's Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, there's the queue set up outside, and there's a line to meet Buzz Lightyear. Oh, and I should specify too, I said Carousel of Progress is a trick-or-treat stop. It's really just the outdoor queue area they use here. You kind of just snake in there, grab your candy, and then go out. The Carousel of Progress itself is closed during Mickey's Not So Scary. There's Buzz Lightyear. Tom asked, do they dance Thriller style? Talking about the zombies over there. I did not see them do the Thriller, but I would assume they do, right? Like, you have to think that would be part of their playlist. Let's see, this wasn't queuing up when I looked by here before, but it is only a 15-minute wait for Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Oh, and even more I should mention about Tomorrowland during Mickey's Not So Scary. There's another fun meet and greet. First of all, there's a photo op, a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride photo op over here. Over here in the stroller parking. But there's another fun meet and greet here. Right inside the former Stitch's Great Escape, you can meet Elvis Stitch. So Stitch in an Elvis costume. So that's a fun one. And then, like I said, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, right across the way here, is a trick-or-treat stop. And it's probably my favorite one because the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, not the full show, not the show that you would normally see, but there are monsters on the quote-unquote stage telling jokes just kind of throughout the night. They do take breaks, obviously, but you can go in there and you can sit down as long as you want and watch them just do, you know, funny little interactive jokes. They'll talk to the guests specifically and tell your jokes still. So they do a lot of really fun stuff. And then also, you get a big scoop of candy. So what's not to like about that? So again, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. Depending on which way you come in, might be the first trick-or-treat stop you hit. So again, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is going on. Actually, tonight is the second party night. So there's one happening right here tonight, but then it's also happening throughout August, September, and October. The last night is actually November 1st. All of the August dates, the first couple weeks really of September are sold out, except I think Rob said September 10th was still available. And then Halloween is sold out as well, but every other date throughout most of September and all of October are still available, and November 1st as well. So you can plan your trip to check out Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Ooh, one other thing I wanted to mention. I don't know if it's a Halloween Party exclusive. Let me see if they have it over here. There's a really cool popcorn bucket for the Halloween season. And it looks like, yeah, it is just available during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And it is the mayor's car. If you're a big Nightmare Before Christmas fan, you may have seen that. It's, what are their names? Lock, Shock, and Barrel, I believe, right? Are the three kids in the mayor's car. And that's the new popcorn bucket. And that can be found right here at this popcorn stand just across from Cinderella Castle. But looks like only during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So another exclusive for the party. So yeah, that's going to do it for us here from Magic Kingdom today. Thank you guys so much for joining me on a very hot and sweaty walk around Magic Kingdom. Hopefully this weather cools off pretty soon. I think we're supposed to get out of this heat wave this week at some point. So it should be a little bit cooler the next time we're out here walking around. Not that you guys mind, you get to watch from the air conditioning. But if you're new to these videos, we do them once a week on our Facebook, YouTube. Kind of cut out. Hang on. I'm going to back up and just get a view of the castle again. All right, looks like we're back. I think we're back. Just so I can actually properly wrap things up there. I don't know what happened. We had some connection issues there. But thank you again, everyone, for joining me. We'll be back next week. As always, be sure to head to d2travel.com or send us an email at info@d2travel.com if you would like to start planning your next Walt Disney World Resort vacation. Especially if you want to go out and check out Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, your Destinations of Travel agent can help you out with that. Thank you again, everyone, and I will see you real soon. Bye.